Hotep, you guys. Welcome back. This is your brother Matthew Daniels, aka the Real Bookworm. And remember, I'm not just a bookworm world. I'm the real bookworm. Make sure you get it right. But today I wanted to come to y'all real briefly to talk to y'all about the power of positive thinking. Right? The power of positive thinking. And not only the power of positive thinking, but the power of negative thinking as well. I was watching this movie. Right, I was watching this movie called Lucy. A lot of you know about it. It's basically about this woman. She gets baited into taking a package inside of a hotel to deliver to an individual, and she subsequently gets captured, kidnapped, whatever you want to call it, and they cut her open at her stomach. They put like experimental drugs inside of her, sew her up, and they use her as a mule to transport those drugs somewhere else. And in the process, she gets beaten up, knocked to the ground, kicked. The package that's inside of her that's carrying that's carrying the drugs bust open. The drugs enter her bloodstream, and it basically unlocks unlimited potential in her mind, and she unlocks all kind of superpowers, superhuman powers, because she's using the totality of her mind. But that's not really what this video is about, and that's not why I'm bringing up Lucy. I'm bringing up Lucy, the movie, because in the beginning of the movie, when she goes inside of that hotel and she asks to speak to an individual, and that individual ends up basically like kidnapping her, it's like this Korean gang that sells drugs. And so, the Korean gangsters, they come out, they grab her, they cut her open, put those drugs inside of her, and they force her to be a mule. And when I was watching that, an interesting thought came to my mind. I saw the Korean gangsters, and in my brain I was like, I wonder why, because there are Korean gangsters, no one makes it seem like the lifestyle of a Korean gangster is Korean culture, right? And I thought about how various ethnicities, right, and various nationalities have within them an extreme criminal element. But no one makes it seem like that criminal element is the culture of the people who the criminal element is a part of, right? And in my mind, I likened it to black culture, or the black experience, or African American culture, or the African American experience. And if you notice, when people talk about gangs, African American gangs and African American criminals, a lot of times they try to make it seem like gang culture is African American culture. The criminality of African Americans is just the African American experience as a whole. They take the most vile and wicked, and the most low down and despicable, and the most reprehensible of our particular ethnic group, and they try to make that our culture as a whole. I have a friend that I debate with him about this often, right? He takes the position that gang culture is black culture, it's African American culture. The prison is our culture. The criminal lifestyle is our culture. Promiscuity amongst women is our culture. He takes the negative aspects, or the negative things that some African Americans do, and he says that this is our culture. But when watching that movie Lucy, it dawned on me. I was like, what? You have Korean gangsters, and no one says that that's Korean culture, right? And you can have a gangster element, a criminal element, a deplorable low-life element in any ethnic group of people, but no one would say that that is their culture as a whole. They would highlight their culture as something else, and that's just one segment of the population who chooses to live a certain lifestyle, a lifestyle that does not represent the whole. And I always try to fight against him with that. And I try to implore him not to say that. And I do know it's a lot of people who try to make it seem like that's our culture, even in the movies and even in the music, and even in some of the writing, the literature, and even in just day-to-day talk on social media. You can see that a lot of people, and even some African Americans, buy into it. But a lot of people on the outside looking in associate these things with black people, right? With black culture, with African American culture. And I just want to come to you guys to tell you guys that, words, people cast spells with words, real spells, right? And I'm not talking about mythology. I'm not talking about putting potions into a pot, stirring it up, and reciting a particular spell to bring a curse on somebody, or to make someone fall in love with somebody, or to get even with somebody. That's not what I'm talking about. But words themselves cast spells. Why? Because words, language, the definition of words, the definition of terms is how we describe the world around us. Words build our reality. Okay, if I want to put your mind frame, if I want to put your mind into a particular state of mind, I'm going to use words. I'm going to cast a spell. Watch. I'm going to say tree, tall tree, brown bark, green leaves, fall, dying tree, leaves turning yellow, leaves turning brown, falling off the tree, leaves on the ground, animals walking up to the leaves on the ground, lake, ocean, water, waves. Now, as I say these things, whether you're conscious of it or not, because of the agreed upon definition to the words that I'm using, I'm putting a certain idea into your mind. I'm painting a picture. I'm using my words to cast a spell on you to take your mind where I want your mind to go. And you automatically follow because your brain is going to automatically process that. Now, you may think of an oak tree, a pine tree, a sycamore tree, a willow tree, whatever kind of tree you think of, you're going to think of a tree because there's an agreed upon definition, right? And so that's how we communicate, because we define things in our reality a certain way so that when anyone hears these words, their mind automatically associates the definition with the word that I'm using. Take that to how I started this video off in the beginning. If an individual is constantly saying with their words, and they're attaching this definition to African Americans are gangsters, African Americans are in gangs, African Americans are criminals, black people are criminals, black people are promiscuous, black people do not know how to conduct a two-parent home, black people only have single-parent homes, black people can't be trusted, black people rob, black people steal, black people kill, black people disrespect their parents, right? If I keep saying that and saying that and saying that, I'm casting a spell on you because I'm attaching a definition to not only just the word, but the idea of black people as a whole. And so now, if I do that enough, I don't have to say the criminal. I don't have to say the gang. I don't have to say the thief. I don't have to say the murderer. I don't have to say promiscuous anymore, because your brain already associates that description, that definition with the word. So now when I say black people, because of the spell that has been cast on you, you will begin to think criminal. When I say black people, you will begin to think promiscuous. When I say black people, you will begin to think prison, can't be trusted, disrespectful of parents, cannot conduct a two-parent home, only have single-parent homes, drug dealers. Okay? That's how it works. That's how it works. You can create a reality, be it real or false. You can create a reality with the words that you choose to use. So you have to be careful when you see people constantly associating black people or black culture with the negative things, because they're trying to cast a spell on you. They're trying to cast a spell on the general public to make the general public associate you with those negative things. And so now you may have an individual like me. I'm not a gang member, right? I'm not a criminal, right? I'm not a killer. I don't rob. I don't steal. I'm not promiscuous. I take care of my children. But because I'm a black man, because I'm an African American man, and you've been bewitched with the spell, then you're going to automatically associate that things with me just when you first look at me. And you may not even do it consciously, but you may do it subconsciously. And when a person says black person, criminal, thug, can't be trusted. Just like when I say tree, water, lake, automatically an image comes to your mind because there are definitions attached to that. And so there is a power in positive thinking, just like there is that power in negative thinking. You can use that power of speech and of words and of attaching definitions to a thing to put a spell on people and control the way that the reality is perceived, right? You can use that in a negative way, which it has been utilized in a negative way all throughout history. Okay, but you can also flip that and you can use that in a positive way. I've done it. I do it all the time. Okay, and what you have to do is first, let's say, and we're going to attach this to your dreams and your goals and your ambitions, and then I'm going to be out. Let's say you have a particular dream. Now I'm going to use my individual dream, my individual ambition, my individual goals. But you can apply this to whatever it is that you want to do. But since I have no idea how many people may view this and what your individual goals are, then instead of making it just totally generic, I'm going to attach it to myself. My goal of being an author, okay? I have to start saying I'm an author. I'm one of the greatest authors to ever live. I can write anything. I can write any genre. My books are going to last for 1,000 years. People are going to buy my books all over the world. I can write. I'm an author. I'm the best. I'm a scribe. I'm an author. I'm the best. I'm a scribe. My works are going to last for 1,000 years. And I say that and say that and say that and say that. And I attach that definition to myself. So when an individual hears my name or sees my likeness or my image, they automatically associate it with what I've always been saying. And the way the universe works, the way the power of positive thinking works, the way the spell works is that reality becomes attached to that definition. And the reality falls in line with that definition. How you have explained it and described it. Reality can be morphed and reality can be changed based on your thinking and your words. Okay. Now, I've said that to myself so much. Until it got to the point to where here's 4 of my books. Here's 4 of my books that I have out. Right now in 2019, I didn't have any published works, but I began to do what I'm telling you guys to do. Whatever it is that you want to do in life, you need to start speaking it into existence. Speak on these things as if they are, even though they are not. And it may feel crazy. You may want $1 million, and so you may be walking around saying, I'm a millionaire. And in some part of your mind, you may be like, but I don't want to tell a lie. It's like, no, you're not telling a lie. What you're doing is you're putting these words out to form your reality. You're crafting your reality. You have to have a picture of what you want, and you have to create what you want. And you have to mold your reality into that thing that you want. And you do that by speaking it into existence. You have to say that this is the reality. The reality is I'm a multimillionaire. The reality is I'm a business owner. The reality is I graduated with honors. The reality is I got my master's degree. The reality is I have my PhD. Now you have to say this, claim it, speak it into existence, cast that spell on the reality around you before it's actually a reality in order for it to become a reality. Because if the only thing that you say is, I'll never graduate, I'll never get my PhD, I'll never get my master's, I'll never own my own business, I'll never have $1 million, I'll never be a successful father, my kids will never respect me. As long as you're saying that, that is the reality that you're unwittingly creating. Okay? Now, this may be hard. And I know that this may be hard. And I know that you may not even believe that this is the truth. So what I did, family, because I am an author, not only did I wanted to show you guys how this works in real time, I took a year off from everything else that I have going. I took a year off from all of the projects, all of the ventures. And I said that, you know what? Every single day I'm going to get up and I'm going to show people how they achieve their goals. I'm going to show them what it looks like in real time. I'm going to show them that it can be done. And I'm not just talking. And so what I did every single day for a year straight, I wrote one short story every single day for 365 days straight. And I published that in a 12-book series called Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels, Volume 1 through 12. Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels, Volume 1 through 12. Now, each book has 30 short stories in it. So each book can correlate to 1 month of the year. And inside of each book, there are 30 short stories. So while I took this journey before the public and wrote one story per day and posted one story per day, what I did is with each story that I wrote, I made it an allegory, a metaphor, right? I made it a parable, right? And I embedded wisdom inside of it that if you utilize that day that you read that story, you can become the best version of yourself. And I did this for 365 days. So what you need to do is order the book, Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels, Volume 1. It doesn't matter when you order Volume 1 because you can start on any day of the year and it's going to take you through 365 days. And what I want you to do is read one story per day. The stories only take about 3 to 5 minutes to read, about 3 pages apiece. Read one story per day. Read the motivational message that I put at the end, and even read over the story and just try to glean some wisdom out of it for yourself. And then utilize that. Utilize that for that day, and you will become better. The next day, read another story. Understand the message at the end. Implement that in your daily life that day, and you will become better. And then the next day, read another story, because it's difficult, family. It's difficult. It's difficult to wake up every single day and do it. It's difficult to wake up every single day and chase your dreams. I'm not going to lie to you. It's difficult. It's hard. You have to be disciplined. You have to be self-motivated, right? You have to be in a different state of mind to actually pull it off. So it's hard to do it alone. So what I said was, I'm going to do it with you. I'm going to do it with you. So in the morning when you wake up and you really don't feel like chasing your dream, whatever your dream is, you open up the book. You read the next story, right? You read the next story. You read the motivational message that I put at the end of the story, and that's going to give you the motivation, the inspiration, the drive, and the encouragement to chase your dream that day and to face whatever battle that you have to face head on that day to become the best version of yourself, right? And then the next day when you wake up, it's going to be hard again to chase your dreams. But you don't have to do it alone. What you're going to do is you're going to read the next story. And when you read the next story, it's going to give you the motivation, the inspiration, the drive, and the push to go out there and chase your dreams. Because you're going to see what I'm saying in the story, and in your mind, you're going to be like, man, this guy, Matthew Daniels, the real bookworm, he wrote these stories one by one every single day. Every single day he got up and he did it. And you're going to tell yourself, if he can do it, I can do it. I'm going to give you guys an example. And I'm going to just turn to a random book, and I'm going to go to a random story, and I'm just read you the motivational message so you see what it's about. So look, it's totally random. We're going to be, it's a glare. Apologize about the glare. But what we're looking at is, this is Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels, Volume 6, Book 162. You would technically be reading this on the 162nd day of your mission to read my 365 stories in 365 days. And this one is called Window to the Soul. Now, I'm not going to read the story, but I'm going to read the motivational message that the story is allegorically talking about. I say, and so, the morning motivation of today is Window to the Soul. There will always be signs that you can observe to show you if a person can be trusted or not. Most often, it is the look within their own eyes that will give them away. We can sometimes ignore these signs, though, because we want their lies to be true so bad. Today, if someone shows you signs of the real them, it is best that you believe them. Do not give them the opportunity to catch you off guard and harm you. Protect yourself and protect those around you. And always strive to do that which is good. And remember, you are awesome, you are amazing, you are wonderful, and you are great. And you are going to change the world. I just hope I'm still alive to see it, family. I'm out. Good morning. And you can take that and the information and the wisdom that you get from the story to find the motivation to chase your dream that day. So I'm not going to hold you guys up too much longer. What I want you guys to do, everybody within the sound of my voice, if you have a dream that you're working on, if you have a goal that you're working on, trust me. Listen, I'm not just talking. See, a lot of people can talk. I'm not just talking. I did it. How did I do it? I did it by the mind state that I have. And so I give you the mind state that I have day by day. Okay? Day by day. If you read one story per day, I guarantee you that by the end of the year, you will become the best version of yourself. And any dream, goal, aspiration, ambition that you have, you will acquire it. I'm just telling you, it is going to happen. Trust the process. So what I want you guys to do is go to Amazon.com, type in Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels, Volume 1. That's Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels, Volume 1, and order that book and begin your journey to becoming the best version of yourself. Now, if you want a signed copy, you can go to my wife's website, which is www.dandyandbigherm.com, and you can order you a signed copy. Or, like I say, you could just go to Amazon.com. But I guarantee you, if you get these 12 books and you read one story per day, and you try to implement and utilize the wisdom that I put in each story each day, then by the time you get finished with volume 12, the 365 story, you will be the best version of yourself, and anything that it is that you want out of life, you would have it. And I'm not just telling you that because I've done it for myself. The 12 volume series is the proof that having this type of a mind state works. So the power of positive thinking, the power of negative thinking. You guys go out and be the best version of yourself. Get that book and let me know what you think about that book. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the support. Hotep, the real bookworm, out.